everyone, Zero JD here with the X-Play Fans channel, and I'm here to give you a quick taste of Nine Parchments, aka another top-down twin-stick shooter kind of game, but this one uses magic. The closest game I can probably pair this to is probably Magicka, because there are places where you actually can straight up kill your party members and heal each other. There's also, if your people are firing beams, you can actually just straight up just combine weapons and stuff like that. So I actually have a character who's fairly far in, but I'm going to show you someone else. I'll use this character. And of course you can collect hats, because every game has hats. In this one you actually have weapons that do different things. So this one actually steals health, so I like this one. So I'm going to go through the first level, because so far from where I am, there's no level select. I actually think I'm maybe 3 to 4 levels, the little pips at the bottom, away from beating the game. Alright, so we're just going to quickly go through this. You can blink, which is fun. As I show you, twin stick shooter. You start with 3 spells. And to change, you hit the bumpers. You can melee. And of course, right trigger is shoot. Jumping, of course. There are 3 skill trees, and you have to do different things to unlock them. One is, I believe, one of them. For this guy, you don't have to unlock it. One of them is always locked, what seems to be the end game kind of one where you complete tasks. As for the tasks, there are these little things like possess like 4 different fire spells and stuff like that, and that'll open that. That's the same way for the unlocks for the characters, which actually the character skins, I mean, which is, I guess, essentially just a different look and a what's it called, a different starting spells. You find staves in the levels. Hats are usually in chests. And I've also noticed that a lot of the staves are also tied to finding these feathers that are sprinkled around the game. After every boss fight, you actually get an extra new spell, so you're not actually limited to these 3 ones. We will probably not get that far. I'm not going to bother you guys with any of these exclamation points, because it's essentially, oh hey, do this, this, and this. So I wonder how it's going to treat this, since this is technically the character who early on is like, oh, you failed. I wonder if I'll be the one doing the cutscene. Because it starts out, oh hey, you're these mages in training. Then the explosion happens and some special parchments go and get blown away. Gonna skip this so you're not spoiled. At the end you get experience points, you level up, and if you level up enough, or if you when you level up, you get a point to put in to a skill. So I might do 1 or 2 levels to show off. I probably put about 5 or 6 hours in it, and I'm almost beating the game.
The sooner I find the 11 parchments, the better.
I will say straight away,
9 parchments.
the
My memory is not what it used to be.
game is very pretty. Well, as you can see here, he's got a blue shield around him, so my ice attack won't work. And you can very much hurt yourself with your own attacks. So for like unlocking characters, you usually have to find their staff and have their staff on you, not specifically being used, I think, to a certain level to do a certain trial. I personally kind of really dig this game. I did some co-op with Kane, and it very much scales to your level. Like in the beginning of when we were playing together, it very much was very easy and then quickly got very hard, as in enemies mostly did more damage and just became more bullet spongy. But after he left and I kept playing from that same spot, the creatures very clearly scaled down to my level, or to it being only 1 person. There was a small scare about the progress, because when I left his game, it did not give me an option to continue by myself from that spot. I'll show you the save system in a little bit. But it was very much a, oh hey, start new game, start new multiplayer game. So once their shields are gone, even though they were blue shields, as long as the creatures themselves are not blue, I can do that to them. The creatures seem to be fairly repetitive. I've seen a lot of the same creatures. The mostly mix up is, oh hey, now they're shielded against these two elements, and oh hey, they're this color, so they're immune to this element. Like later on I'll encounter that little hoppy creature, but he'll be blue, so I can't use my ice spell on him. And of course, if this red guy will be far weaker to ice spells, and this ice spell will freeze him a lot easier. So standard Pokemon kind of thing of this creature is weak against this kind of thing. I'm just gonna walk over and whap him. Levels in them have chests that usually have experience points in them, or have hats, which I think is hilarious. That guy did not give a care about me just meleeing him. So like this guy, I've seen like his variant in another area that's just straight up, oh hey, he's blue. And he's immune to this ice damage. So I gotta above my character, you'll see that I have a green bar and a blue bar. Blue bar is of course mana, when I can use spells. And then the red bar to the right is teleport. Teleport, for the way I have it set up, teleports you the direction you are looking. Music's also pretty good, but I want to say it again, this game is very, very pretty. So I'm going to show you this. So you see how he's immune to my blue shot? So I hit Y and I can look at my spells now. So Spellcraft. I usually like to go with power and faster regeneration.
Of this area has a drawing of a skull on it. Can't be good.
The areas do have a very wide variety of looks. So there's like some kind of dungeony area, then there's like this fort very high up, hot springs, a snowy tundra. So it's not going to be like the exact same boring areas over and over again. Spell effects. It very much feels like the weaker spells are given to you at the beginning. At the end of the boss, I think it's random spells. But the spells are tiered. So you're not going to get like the instant doom spell right at the beginning of the game. So for this guy, I have mostly fire spells, so I have to kind of run in a circle like an idiot to recharge my other spell. It's interesting for the way to unlock characters, alternate skins, mostly because you're going to be like, oh hey, you have to do this certain spell combination or have these spells or combine 3 spells at once to get this skin, which I find pretty cool. For some of the staffs, you have to actually kill creatures in a certain pattern. Like, to get that staff, I had to kill him first. I could have made an Arnold Schwarzenegger joke there, but I decided not to because Kane would probably kill me. From what I have heard, and I haven't been able to confirm this because I don't play with anyone in real life. If you're playing split screen co-op, only the main person gets the achievements. And I do want to show you the save kind of thing that really worried me and Kane before. Here you go. You can see how they're we're combining spells unintentionally, but still. if you're playing by yourself, you get a second chance kind of thing where if you die, you get one more chance to fight. Oh yeah, they also make pretty crazy sounds when they get hurt. Like, and there's a lot of quips at the end of a boss fight, like might makes right or something about friendship. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. So I just leveled up again. First few level ups come pretty fast. As you can see on the casting bar, there's a little plip or little lines showing exactly where you can cast that spell again. So I'll do this. See, I can cast that spell about 3 times. Unlike this one, only 2. And then this one is like just a channel spell, so it doesn't need a charge up. There's also drop spells that you throw, and then you can hit a button again to drop them. So we're gonna wrap this up. And I will show you the level select thing that worried me. Turn to the menu. So we're going to resume game. So earlier, this level thing here, right here, the one I have selected, was not actually, like, Kane was still hosting the game, so in our minds, as soon as he left that game, that save slot would disappear. So that does not actually happen. This is a far later character.
All the parchments, and I need to go back to the academy soon.
Yes, yeah.
Ritual of sealing, these spells will be mine forever. Hopefully I'm able to borrow the master's seal without getting caught. That's not strictly bad.
So I'll show you this later level character. This is a later level, but I'm going to quickly just pass through it. But like, as you can see, everything is just essentially just melting because of my higher level spells. I have a far more. That's a throw spell. I have stuff that can go past shields now. This guy actually radiates a field of death magic protection. And of course, as you saw before, it's not a real game unless it has a Donkey Kong-esque, what's it called, a minecart level, right? So this character, I actually don't have any healing spells on, but I have it set up that I have a ton of health, and as I channel spells and stuff, oh, I killed myself. And as I do damage, I get health back. Get him. Oh, hello. Was not ready for that. There you go. But I personally really dig this game. None of the areas in particular have been insanely hard. I think I've had to try one boss twice before, maybe 3 times, because me personally, I'm very prone to just teleporting off the side of the world. Checkpoints are actually really good. They don't, like, let's say you get to a boss, you're going to be on that boss when you load that checkpoint. So I got this throne spell, this other death spell that actually does more damage the farther away from you. These guys up in front of me, reflect spells. There was actually an entire boss that was surrounded by these guys. I had to slowly chip away at her health. So we'll keep going a little bit longer just so you can see some of the end game combat. And I'm sure this game is very much geared to be playing with other people, because this seems like it would be pretty crazy with like 4 people throwing out spells and all that kind of fun stuff. So because I personally was in that little area, I did not actually take any damage from those that ice spell or that electrical spell. I didn't have to suffer the effects because of course some fire spells will burn people. Electric spells will electrocute and stop people from moving. Ice can freeze them. Kane actually had a flower spell kind of thing that was like, oh hey, we're gonna throw this flower bud and it's gonna give out a giant pulse wave of death energy. For people who are color blind, this game may not be good for you. I was actually talking to Kane about that. There's a lot of very big color coordination thing of, oh my god, why is this spell not working on this one guy? Oh well, it's because he's green, he's yellow color, and some people can't tell the difference between certain colors. So he would stand there and fire something at it, and I'd have to tell him to change a spell, which worked for us because I guess we worked well together, but your results may vary. But this was Nine Parchments. I am ZeroJD. This was the XPlay Fans channel. I'm really digging this game. It is out on Xbox One. It is actually by the guys who did Trine, of all things, which I find funny. Thank you very much for joining me. Once again, Nine Parchments, XPlay Fans channel. Please watch our other videos below. Have a nice day.